The next move that we'll do is called an elastic. It's a fundamental movement in Brazilian football, used in the dribble. The player Rivellino made this move, very famous in the 1970 World Cup, and it's actually named after him, the Rivellino elastic. Ronaldo has used it more recently, and in fact Michael Owen in our own Premier League used this move against West Ham last year in a game, and it was us that showed the move to Michael, and it's one of his favourites. So the elastic move, we move the ball out and then in, all in one movement. Out and then in, all in one. And I'll just show you later how it works in a game. If you could come here, Bradley, without your ball. So I could be facing Bradley in a game, running at him. I'm running at Bradley fast. He's not sure if I'm going to go to his right or if I'm going to go to his left, but I could use the elastic to push out there and then pass. Come again, Bradley. Do a bit faster. Okay, so I'm running at Bradley and I go there, elastic, and I'm past him. So we could just do a few of those. Nearly, try again, push it out, try again, and back. And Mark, if I have your ball, what I sometimes like to do there is after I've done one, not just rush into the next, think maybe what I did wrong. So I'm on my toes, out and in, and I'll stop and I'll just jog behind the ball and think about the next one I'm going to do and get ready for it. The next little move that we're going to look at is a favourite one of mine. I've never seen this one yet in the Premier League. Maybe some of you in a few years' time will be able to do it and we'll see it. And it's called the Ronaldo move. It was made famous by Ronaldo, who had such a good World Cup in 2002. Ronaldo takes the ball with the sole of his foot again, across his body, here, and then steps over it with his left foot. It doesn't look like much, but in a game it can be totally devastating. He used this in the 2002 World Cup to set himself up into position to score a goal. So it's roll the ball across the body, then step over with the left. Nothing more than that. And I'll just show you how it works against the defender. So I'm running up to Bradley in a game, there I go, and past him. Now it's very, very hard for Bradley to defend against that particular dribble, because as I do the first movement, I then step over with my left and it shields the ball. So at that moment, Bradley would have to foul me in order to win the ball. Ready, Brad? So I've rolled across, then step and I'm shielding. So my leg here is protecting the ball. I can push it on and run, and I'm past. Okay, let's practice the Ronaldo. Okay, and stop. The next movement that we're going to look at is the Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho did so well in the 2002 World Cup. He scored that fantastic free kick against David Seaman and made the run that took the ball through to the goal for Rivaldo to score the other goal against England. Ronaldinho's favourite move is to bring the ball on the sole of his foot across his body and then step around it with the same foot. It looks very simple, but again it's a devastating move, and yet still one I've never seen yet in the English Premier League. So it's all on one foot, roll and then around. Looks very easy, but it isn't. Roll and then around. It's like the Ronaldo move in that the step allows us to shield the ball as the defender comes in. So if I could have a defender, if you step here, Kieran, please. It's not really a fair match, me playing against you, but as you're the nearest. So I'm going to bring the ball in, okay? Right foot, come for the ball. Then I step around here, okay? So again, the first move is on the sole of the foot. So important in Brazilian football. And the sole of the foot teases Kieran in towards the ball, but it's that it's that second step that will stop him getting it. And if Kieran then wanted to get this ball, he's going to have to foul me or kick me because I'm shielding. Ready? Now, after you've made the mistake, then try and come and get the ball, okay? Ready? So, see? And I'm away from him, blocking him. Try again. Go, ready? And he can't. We'll move on now to a little move that Rivaldo uses, one of my favourite players. We again practice this on our own. It's no use with any of these things, watching television, watching the videos of Brazil or the World Cup or any player, and then thinking straight away, I can go and do that. I hear commentators so many times see Brazilian players and they say, wow, what did they do? It was so difficult. Our players could never do that. You can do it if you practice. Children can do it. It's just a matter of looking at exactly what they did and then breaking it down into bits, learning the bits, learning it on your own, and then later it's possible in the game. So this is one of Rivaldo's. He brings the ball, he brings the defender in, then brings the ball back with the sole of his foot again, behind his standing leg, and then across. He makes like a little triangle. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you may say, how does that have any use to beat a defender? Well, I'll show you. James, if you can come in. James is a very good defender. He's at Huddersfield Town at the moment, a centre-back. But I still think with my little Rivaldo trick, I'll be able to beat him. In fact, this is one of James's favourites. I know that from coaching him down the years. So we're running to the defender. I show him the ball. So I go 1, 2, 3, and away. Okay? So it's the second touch that is the vital one, because it's like a dog showing the dog the bone to come and get the ball. We're trying to show the defender the ball to get him to follow. So 1, 2, he goes there, 3, and I'm gone. James, if you were there in the corner, I can come into the ball to James. Come on. Come on. Come on. And then finally I'm gone. And away. Very nice move. I think it's better if we practice it moving backwards to get a lot of repetitions in. So in the space, back, behind and across, back, behind and across. Wide with our arms, so that if we're in a game, we would be shielding. Try and keep our head up. And we repeat that movement until it almost becomes second nature. Okay? It's another very important one. Go. Good. Come on. This next move I named after a friend of mine, Emerson, who played at Middlesbrough. He was a fantastic, strong midfield player, great in the tackle, good at long shots, but he also had some fantastic skills. And his favourite was this little move that I'll show here. If you could come there, Adam, please. He would run into the player, look as though he was going to the player's left side and his right. Okay, a little bit further back, Adam. Okay, and with a little bit of a sway of his body, come on, he'd chop the ball through his standing leg there and away from the defender. Again, very simple, but very, very effective. I'll show you again, Adam. Okay, so running in, showing you your left side, chop and through and on to goal. It's a favourite move of Roberto Carlos and Denilson, who both play for Brazil on the left side. And as well as being good, like I've showed against Adam there, when you're one-on-one running straight to the defender, it's also good in wide positions. And Carlos will use it as he's running down the left. He'll tempt the right back in towards him, running along with the ball, and just as the defender's coming in to steal the ball, Carlos will nip through with this Emerson move. Denilson used this in the final against Germany. I'll demonstrate that with you, Adam. If Adam and I were running together for the ball, racing for the ball, I'm running and I almost let Adam catch me up and make him think that he can nip in and take it. And at that moment he does, when he just gets in there in front of me, I'll just put it through there with that, and I'm away from him the other side. So I'll show you again slowly. So Adam and I have both been racing for the ball. I've almost deliberately slowed down to let him get just a half metre ahead. And as he does and goes for the ball, I do this and I'm away and round the back. So if I just show you that off a run, okay? Adam, so we're going to go down here, ready? Come on. And I just slow down a bit to make him think he's got a chance, come on. And then I'm through there and gone, and I could make a pass. Okay, but to practice that move again, very simple. It can be boring, but without this boring part of repetition, the nice, exciting, enjoyable parts of football are impossible. And that's what I saw in Brazil. The attitude of the children to these practices is fantastic, because I think they realise later on the nice things that they're going to be able to do with the ball. To practice that, we're going to touch forward, no pressure. Okay, you don't need to defend. I'm going to touch forward, yeah, then a little Emerson move. Okay, go. It's important not to lift the standing leg too high. It's quite dramatic. So what I'd like now, if you can pick up the pace a little bit, aim to a corner and then bang, you put one in. Come on, nice and quick, crisp. So we're almost at a sprint. Mark, bang towards this corner, come on. And stop. Good examples here from Kumar. Hit the corner here. Hit the corner. Fast, fast, he's coming for the ball, he's coming, turn. Again, good. That was almost like the great man himself. This next movement, very important. You may think that it's not even football and it's more like dance, but Brazilians do dance with the ball, and perhaps this exercise is why. We see players like Danielson doing those marvellous step-over movements. Stepping over the ball. When we do this, we're hoping to deceive the defender into going the way of the step, and then we'd push the ball in the other direction. But there's really no hard and fast rules as to how many steps that we do. What we must do at the end, after the last step, is take the ball away in the opposite direction. But before that, at the very beginning, we've got to get used to this movement. So, step, around the ball, right, then around the ball, left. And it's important when we do that we drop our shoulder and go down with the knee on the side that we step with, because that's the thing that will deceive a defender. So we go 1, and we go 2, and we go 1, and we go 2. We can do this to music, 1, 2, and we're kind of making a figure of 8 if you look at the feet. With the feet, we start to quicken it up, and instead of being back there on the bottom of our feet, there, we end up on the toes, and we get into something of a rhythm. So we're almost dancing around the ball and making a nice, smooth figure of 8, trying to be quite low as well, dropping the shoulder either side. An example, Adam. Head up. Good lad. Get a little bit low with your knees. Brilliant. Head up. Balance with your hands. And as we do this, we'll find that we're getting smoother and smoother and smoother. And only by practicing this movement without touching the ball are we able to do efficient and effective step-overs that beat defenders in the game. This next one's a lovely move. It was made famous by Leonardo, the Brazilian player from the 1994 World Cup. Again, it's very simple. It's one, again, that we just need to work on our own before we can take it into a dribble. It can even later be used into a pass, and I'll show you that later on. We look as though we're going to come out and kick the ball there with our right foot, but as we do, the heel of our right foot hits the ball back against the standing left foot and the inside of that foot. So it's out, heel, and forward, and stop. Out, heel, and forward, and stop. And just to show you that against the defender, if you can come there, Kieran. I'm running up to Kieran in a game, showing Kieran a bit of the ball. I go to kick, there. He looks at the ball, heel, and then I'm away around him. I'll go again. So I'll show you, Kieran. So I go to kick, come on, heel, round, and pass. One more. So I go to kick, heel, and pass and round him. Then I could be into goal. But we need to practice it first on our own, get used to that movement. Then later on we can against the defender. As I say, it can also be used as a pass. I'll show you a little example here, Key. You're coming into me, I've got Mark there. I deceive you and use that as a pass over to Mark. So if we can just practice a few of those, let's go. Nice, and again. Good, okay, well done. Our next move comes from Juninho, my friend who did so well at Middlesbrough and in the 2002 World Cup for Brazil. He uses this move when he's had to stop the ball. The defenders come into him and he's stuck in a little space. He pushes the ball out with his foot as though he's making a pass, then brings it back and pushes off in the other direction. So it's push out, stop, and off in the other direction. Push out, stop, and then you'd move off. So to begin, we're just going to do the little push. We're going to start inside of the foot, push out as far as the foot will go, then bring back. And with practice, we can develop more speed, and that's what will sell it to the defender as a pass. He thinks the ball's going off in one direction, out, but we'll then turn and push off in another. So just practice that as we're moving around the space. So I'm coming into Mark, he's took me there and then he's off. That was excellent. Okay, you try one against me, Adam. So I'm coming into you, I follow the ball, and then you're off. Good. And you, Brads. Good. Kieran. Good, and away. Juninho will progress that still further and take it all the way around his body. And just let's stop, okay? So the defender will come in and he's going to spin 360 degrees all the way around, okay? Kieran, can you try and show me one of those? Adam? Good boy. Bradley? Good, Bradley. Mark? Now the other thing that we can do when we finished it off, if you imagine we've took the defender all the way around, we can then change direction at the end. So we can come that 360 degrees all the way around with the ball. Then as we get here, we can either do an elastic to finish, so he thinks we're going there and go this way, or we may finish with a little move, change of direction there behind. Bradley shows it with that. Good. And again, Bradley. Nice. Again. So we can put one of the extra moves that we've done earlier on the end as an extra little bit of deception. Kleberson emerged as one of the stars of the 2002 World Cup. I thought he was Brazil's best player in the final. He plays in centre midfield where the space is very tight, you don't get a lot of time on the ball, and this little slam over move that he uses is very important for a midfield player. He takes the sole of his foot over the ball and rolls over the ball and then slams back with the outside of the same foot. So it's slam over and back. And if you'll notice, I'm not just doing it with the foot, because just to use the foot I'm not going to deceive the defender in the way that I want. So in practice we want to build up, but we're taking the foot right the way over and push back. Little jog behind the ball, over and back, over and back, over and back. Okay, go. Nice, Mark, excellent. So for the kids watching at home, just to remember, it's very important with this one not to get the ball caught there just in between our feet and to use the whole body. So it's the whole body falling across the ball, then we push back with the whole body. So fall over and push back. I'm using my arms, my whole body, okay? Over and back and stop. Garrincha is one of the all-time greats of Brazilian football. Starred in the 1958 World Cup. Many Brazilians say that he was even better than Pele, who the world regards as the best player of all time. He was a fantastic player, an attacking player, left-sided player, and his favourite move is a very, very simple move again. A very, very simple move, but as with most of the others, very, very effective. He shifts the ball from his left side to his right side and then away from the defender. If you come in, Walid, he cannons the ball. He looks as though he's going to make a pass with the left foot, and he was left-footed, so the defender's thinking he's going to go that side. Just a step more back, Walid. And as he goes with that left foot, instead of it going there, he used his right foot to cannon the ball off into the other direction. So the right foot's used just as a rebounding surface. So Walid sees me going here, but I go there and away. Okay, let's try 5 or 6 on our own. Nice and wide with our feet.